Welcome everybody for the running of the Bodyarmor 500 qualifying today. Couple of interesting names, I'd say, for what's gonna be a really expected race so far. Lots of delays, lots of stuff going on so far that hasn't allowed us to really set everything up, but we're fortunately back in here and yeah, ready to start showing up today. Welcome everybody for the running for everything.
Yeah,
So, Asher, take us by to what do we expect for this race of the Bodyarmor 500? What do we expect of everybody?
yeah. Based off the class results, we'd probably expect Centenary Racing to definitely at least have a good qualifying effort, or maybe even win the Body Armor 500. I mean, just looking at that 1, 2, 3, they look pretty strong at super speedways.
I would honestly say something really similar right now. And, to be fully honest, what if we just, start bringing all the cars together, starting with your Clash winner, the 77, Iris Collins, currently looking for her second career win and first points paying event so far. This is going to be making for the first, yeah, so basically, for the new people in here, basically, all the people, 18 cars are gonna qualify for today's race. Two of them will be going for pole position for the actual Body Armor 500, and then the rest of the field will have to battle it through the discount tire challenge, which is the duels. And basically, 8 drivers we're gonna have being showing up for that race later tonight. And right after that, pretty much that's gonna be the order set for the Body Armor 500 as we see Collins taking on track. Really solid.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a strong qualifying effort for Iris Collins running the middle line. I don't think that's the expected line, but as you've seen, Dave, forgot her name, but the 20 car of Ingo
Yep.
ran the bottom line and got pole position and nearly won the race, led most of the laps.
That
So
is
let's see if that could be a similar story for Iris Collins.
Collins' first time of 45.8. Not a great one. Still one that will definitely put her into the show, but I don't know. She'll really have to see something if he can do something good on her very first lap here as she rounds out turn 4.
Yeah, the middle line, definitely a very awkward line, very interesting one to take in qualifying. No run off the top and no inside advantage. It's just there.
Even so, still an improvement there. 45.7 seconds. That'll be currently putting as provisional pole since nobody has really qualified so far. But yeah, Collins is gonna be going all the way to the top of this field so far in qualifying, as we're certainly gonna get another driver. This is pretty much gonna be based off of the people that got the highest positions on the race last time. So pretty much, first is gonna be Collins. Now I believe second will be his teammate, Karim, in the 74. Honestly, a lot to expect for Sensagari so far. And having two of their
Yeah,
cars qualify already is going to be a huge advantage for Sensagari Racing so far.
yeah, definitely. And if they qualify, and if they get a really good qualified section, they could start 1, 2, 3. Now that's very unlikely, but nothing is ever impossible.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of see it by how take SpongeBob for like one example that was on an underfunded team, yet he still found himself into many good situations, including running in the top 3 throughout the heavy majority of the race. But anyways, we're having the 74, the wild card of Karim, on track now.
Yeah, already starting off strong as he runs the bottom. Definitely a smart move.
Yep. Karim is going to try to
And he's
hold
going to
on.
stay bottom.
Really good start of the lap here, all the way to the inside. It's going to be the preferred line for many drivers. And I don't know, maybe, well, Karim set the pole right here. Looks like a really good first lap.
Yeah, definitely. A little movement is definitely the way to go on this track. Even though he's not getting any runs off the top side, inside will always be the, just the preferred line at this track.
Totally. And here, Karim, really swerving across the track right here. We're going to need to see if that gives him an advantage. But so far, Karim's first lap will set for us 45.798. Surprisingly behind his teammate, Iris Collins.
And there he goes, ripping the bottom line again. He's going to try and experiment through the corners, maybe try and get that run off the top. He does not go high last minute, but he will stay middle down the back straightaway.
As both Karam and Collins, which proved to be late mergers on the race that were actually really solid on the race, as we see Karam going on the outside. I feel that your last worry is exactly qualifying. I feel that their worry is mostly how they run on the actual race, as we're seeing Karen run on turn 4 to get his next time around. No improvement, so Karen's time will be set for 45.798, only a couple of milliseconds behind his teammate Iris Collins, which currently still holds on to pole position.
Very surprising. I mean, the bottom line is definitely the expected line, and somehow, some way, he still qualified behind. I don't know if it was him moving around down the back straightaway. Maybe the turning was slowing down his speed, but that was really surprising.
I would suppose too. Then maybe Karen made a couple of mistakes. I feel that Cesar is not really as locked in as they were on the actual clash. But anyways, speaking of Sensagari, we have the last driver of the team qualifying in. That is Davey Engo. Now, if you're the 20 car, you absolutely expect a really good performance today. When heavy majority of the laps, only a couple of crashes took him out of contention, but even so, you can be as confident as a 20 today that you'll have a great performance showing up today.
Yeah, definitely. As you see him already experimenting through those lines, and that's honestly what he did to get that really great qualifying and get that pole position that race.
Truly. And well, right here, we're seeing currently still on track, running to that middle line. Interesting way to start the first lap. Maybe he'll try to go to the bottom, or will he stay top?
Yeah, and he will get that run off the corner. That will definitely be a good improvement.
Davey Angle 45.8. I don't know. Is Sensagari really losing it this time around? They're going now to the top. Looking at.
He's gonna get that. Oh, and just moves out of line.
Well,
He's still going to get that run, but just not as much.
We'll have to see though.
And not as obvious. Oh.
Yeah, Angle kind of running in there trying to check up a little bit. I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with Sensagari today. I don't know. This is a strangely off day for all three of their entries so far. But never mind, he's going inside. This might be the one time that Davey Angle recovers his lap right here. And he does! 45.715, currently pole position. He'll get Collins off of that front row, and he is going all the way to the top of the board now. Great start for Sensagari Racing. Already for three of their drivers looking to claim up the first couple of spots. If I was any of the team owners today, I would for sure be trusting on Davey Engle right now to actually have a really solid race so far.
Yeah, definitely. Even though they're backmarker, doesn't mean that backmarkers can't be good. Davey Engo got pole and might just get pulled for the second Daytona race in a row. I mean, just two great performances.
But the thing is, Engle has really done really good. But we just gotta look back at the times that a couple of people hit it during that time we were at the Clash a couple of weeks back. Yeah. And they were hitting all the way to the 0.5 to the 0.6. There's a really high chance Sensagari Racing does not get the pole today, as we're seeing the first Pontiac on the field to make qualifying. That is the 11 of Washington.
Yeah, Malik Washington had a great effort in the Clash, but just absolutely sold it, and he hits the wall.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. What an aggressive move.
Well,
Engle already coming out swinging.
It would have been really funny if we actually saw a spin in here. Surprisingly, no spin so far on qualifying. It won't take long till we actually see a couple of them, though, that's for sure.
And Pontiac definitely using that strategy. Definitely experimenting with those lines, going up top, might just go middle through this corner, and as I said, might just go middle, but he might go outside to get that run. I don't know if he will, but
we'll see. That was a really strong 1 and 2. quite of a week 3 and 4. Let's see how it actually performs. Washington with a 45.8. That's behind Karim in the 74. I try to keep it to that middle line as well.
Going to try and get that run on the outside. Outside is almost a slow line, but that run will do very good things. Now, if he runs bottom, then he might just get pole.
We'll have to see. He can get bottom right here, or he can still run middle, which actually middle hasn't been that bad on qualifying. I feel that a lot of people have been using it and it has been working more than fine for many of them. But anyways, running turn 4 here into the tribal, he'll go. And Washington on the 11, those in car, will be claiming with a 45.865. No improvement on his second lap. So that'll be putting him all the way 4th place. Not a solid start for all Toyota, for all Chevys, but actually. Oh my god, I'm tweaking right now. But yeah, interesting to see how. Well, it's gonna be interesting, really, to see about how the Pontiacs can actually adjust to this new race, actually, because last time at the Clash they didn't really do a lot of stuff. I feel that it was a big disappointment.
Yeah, a lot of them wrecked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them wrecked out. Not very good teammate, not very good teamwork, not teammates, but not very good teamwork from honestly all of the Pontiacs there. Either some of them were in the middle of the pack, some of them were in the front of the pack, some of them just were in the dead last. I mean, just not very much healthiness going around that Pontiac team.
Yeah, it's quite disappointing to see a manufacturer as big as Pontiac to just fade into the shadows and not really have a lot of performance right here. But here, we still have a good ton of Chevys left, both Chevys and Pontiacs left to go here. But anyways, 33, Billy Willie Gilly of the Roblox Powering Stupidness, celebrating the new update for Roblox Kids, Roblox Select, and Roblox Adults. But anyways,
yeah,
33 gonna hug into that bottom line right here. Watch out for Gilly on the 33. He has a good run.
the 33 already knowing his lines coming out of this. Chevys definitely have the better strategy than Pontiac. Pontiac running high might not just work for them.
He's going down to the middle right here. Will he stick it to the bottom? He goes top. He has some really strong 1 and 2, but won't have a quite a little bit bad 3 and 4 right here. That'll put him on a 45.884. We'll have to see. Can he improve one more time around, or will he be the last driver in?
Yeah, great pair of corners through 1 and 2, but he just really choked that going through 3 and 4. I mean, tried getting the run off the top, it just got way too close to the wall, and it almost looked like he tapped it.
Oh wow! Really was off of that lane change right there. He almost, if you can see it from a perspective, you actually thought like he kind of got loose right there. We're gonna have to see. He's gonna take it back to the top, and running turn 4 here for the final time. Billy Gilly goes back to the middle. And his final time will be with absolutely no improvement. 45.884 will be his final time. And he is currently on the cut line of drivers that need to make it to race the duels to make it in. Not a great start for our 33 driver, Billy Willie Gilly, who has had a really good background of racing with his Hasbro Energy Cup Series success. But it's really not paying up to actual Gen 4 stock cars right now. Well, as for right now, it's really not paying that much. But to be fair, he did finish all the way in all the way in 3rd place. All the way in 5th place last time we went here, and he was mostly solid. He wasn't really on the mix, but if you're looking for a guy that can surprise you on the midway point of the race, then you could be looking for 33 Bill Willie Gilly. As we're looking for the 99 of SpongeBob SquarePants. An absolute shocker last time at the Clash, comes to almost be a top 3 contender all day long. And now he's looking to have a really good time here for the actual season opener at the Bodyarmor 500.
Yeah, definitely. And I And as SpongeBob posted on his Twitter, Nickelodeon will cancel my show if I don't do well in the Body Armor for 500. So
Well, I mean,
that might be the reason why SpongeBob was trying to do so well at the Clash. Maybe it was the show, or maybe it was the money from maybe it was the money
well, we'll
from
see.
racing at the Clash. Let's
We'll
see.
see. I mean, if they were racing for money, then it really paid off last time at the Clash. But the thing is, you're racing for the 500 right here. That's the season opener that can pretty much cement your whole career. As SpongeBob claims up a fourth place spot so far on the field, 45.831, and he's gonna try to jog it out to the bottom. I mean top.
It's gonna run the top.
Really high right here for SpongeBob. Now, something to feature today. Still, a couple of drivers didn't make it today. However, we have a couple of new additions. SpongeBob drops to the bottom. Wait a minute, we might actually have a good time right here. Gonna try to stick it to that bottom line. Still not changing out of lane. He's coming to the travel, still on the low side. His final time, still an improvement, 45.765. That will put him behind number 77 of Collins. Great start already for SpongeBob. SpongeBob will be going all the way to fourth place right here, 45.765. Only two milliseconds away from getting Collins dropped from the second spot, this is actually kind of interesting. We might actually have an underfunded team someday claiming pole position, and that might be by the hands of SpongeBob. Out of all people. But anyways,
SpongeBob might be doing this for the fame or the money. Who knows? He's just in it to win it,
well, we'll have to see.
and I respect that.
Yeah, so do I, honestly. I mean, it's an underfunded team. You're looking for a lot of stuff to be done overall in your first couple of starts. So, I totally respect the decision of SpongeBob trying to run this for money. As anyways, we have another Pontiac on track, the O2 of Remington.
Yeah, Montgomery Tungsten Beckham Remington with a really lackluster performance during the Clash. Hopefully, he can do a lot better during this race
Still
for the
jog
Body
out.
Armor 500.
Still jog out to a 7th place finish on that race, and a race where only 10 cars finished out of the 14 that started today. So yeah, really good start already for the L2. However, could be a lot better and a lot more on the level that Pontiacs were so expected to be right now in the season. And currently looking at a couple of starts that will make up today's race that are entirely new are gonna be the 29 of. I'm gonna see real quick the lineup right here as we're seeing Karim drop for his first lap right here, which is gonna be a nice looking 45.798, putting him between Karim and SpongeBob in fourth place.
And he's going to go back down.
Stick it to that bottom line, really good and solid start for the O2 of Remington so far.
He's going to stick bottom.
He's gonna stick it right here.
Not
Watch
as
out.
Yeah, not as aggressive as the other drivers we've seen so far in qualifying.
Well, he changed middle over. He's sticking. He's going middle now. Still a really solid lap, but no improvement. Surprisingly, 45.798 will be his final time. Interestingly enough, with no improvement at all. So
Wow.
between SpongeBob and Karim, he'll currently sit on fourth place so far between the drivers that are in. He'll have to battle his way, like many of them, on the discount tire duels, which we're going to see later on today. But still a solid run. Still a solid run of qualifying for the O2 of Remington. As currently on track, next guy to go in will be Tar in the 7 car, one of the only Tartarians of the track. And to be fully honest, one of the entries that surprised me the most last time, Tartar was entering as probably one of the least underfunded drivers of the Pontiac Garage, but somehow he still has
Yeah,
managed to
definitely.
find himself with good performance so far in the Clash. He was not in the mix as many times as some might think, but he's still staying in contention throughout that whole day.
Yeah, definitely.
As I'm gonna be wiki for his team real quick. As what a reminder, there's probably gonna currently field gap. There's gonna be 2 cars going onto the front row for the actual Body Armor 500. The rest of the people will have to battle it out on the Daytona duels that are gonna happen later on today. And right after that, we're gonna have probably tomorrow, if everything goes right, the Body Armor 500 for the season opener, the first ever points paying race today. Now, one thing that is true, um, the only points that will be given today for winning the pole position at Daytona will be 5 points to the first top for the top 2 drivers that qualify by pace, and the rest of them will pretty much sit on SIP.
Tartar immediately running that bottom line.
Going down to the middle. The 7th car
And middle,
still a
based off of
yeah.
best off of last qualifying efforts, middle might be the preferred line, as drivers have definitely been shown to be able to work out that line just enough to get pole position.
If that's not the preferred line, then it's sure gonna be going for a good start for qualifying, but not for Tartar in the number 745.9. That will sit dead last behind Gilly. Not a great start. He's going now to the top. I'm gonna try to stick it out to that run, even if he can get down.
He's going to go middle.
Not a great sign for the 7th car. Probably sitting on SIP entering today's qualifying.
He's going to go back down low. Will he stay low? That's the question. He's going to go middle, swerving in between lanes, but ultimately he's going to go middle and finish his lap.
Yeah, 45.716, an improvement, but not one that would put him really high on the list so far. Currently sitting for a 45.816. That'll be behind Karim in front of Washington. So anyways, that will be his final time for the Tartarian today. But yeah, gonna see a lot of this performance overall. It's kind of surprising to me. None of the drivers so far has hit it a .6 or a .5 during qualifying, and none of the Sensei drivers have really showed up a lot of pace so far. What will this mean? Can somebody take pole position today, or will somebody else try to make the upset today?
Yeah, I don't, and it's honestly a really tough choice to pick who might get pole position. I mean, a lot of good drivers on Montgomery, Tungsten, Becker, Remington. I mean, just really close times, and just, I mean, honestly, just some really fast times, and honestly, so close.
True. As currently on track, 83, one of the Joes last time. And, we were talking with the team owner a couple of weeks back. He was saying, I don't think the Bobs really understand how. No, actually, I don't think the Joes really know how to race today. And it was showing up on qualifying, it was showing up at the race. Seth doesn't have a lot of trust on his team right now. And to be fully honest, fair enough. They actually kind of race on a really mediocre basis so far, but we're going to need to see how they can perform today.
And I think he said that they did not get a formal education as children, so That might be the answer to your question.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised at all, to be honest. But anyways, Eddie's really gonna wrap up his first lap today, still hugging to that inside line. And he's gonna shut everybody's mouths today with a 45.783 behind SpongeBob in front of Remington.
There he go. And there he goes. He's gonna run middle.
See, looking for that line or any run that he can be given. Now, I will tell you this. Middle might not be the fastest line, but it's probably the preferred line for many of the drivers. I don't know if there's a lot of marbles stuck in the track on that one line, or if something else is really hyping all the people to just go middle and jog it out for the entirety of their laps.
And possibly, I mean, just really peculiar how drivers have been getting such good times while running middle.
Yeah, and Bob Joe will secure his spot in the duel so far, but still a really good contender coming in because he's currently sitting on a 45.783. That will putting in that will put him behind Tar. No, actually no. That will put him in front of Remington and behind SpongeBob. A really nice looking fourth place contention. And looking back at the qualifying times, we might actually have a tiebreaker starting off today. We are between both Remington and Karim on the 74 and L2 respectively. That will try to do another lap later today. You already know the drill. So yeah, pretty much gonna see how they can actually adjust to everything now that they will have to battle it out for the tiebreaker, pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of tiebreakers have happened here at Daytona. Really interesting. Last race or last qualifying session, I'm pretty sure we had like 4 tiebreakers.
Pretty much, yeah. Question will be how many can we get this race actually, since not a lot. It does look like a lot of people are kind of trying to see how they can get good qualifying laps. But the thing is, you don't want to battle a driver for a position. You can pretty much lose a lot of time overall and a lot of spots to be in here, and that could be key for starting into the duels. As we see our next driver, one of our international entries today, Juan Fangio in the 5 Hendrix Cars machine. Try to be into that bottom line so far. Great start for turn 2. Into the back straightaway he goes. And try to stick it to that inside, but probably will try to go middle for this turns 3 and 4.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's Juan Fanga.
He's gonna try to go to that middle line so far. Really strong turn 2 will provide for a good qualifying lap to start off. You're gonna wrap up into the tribal right here, and he'll go for a not so good looking, but still that'll put him into the show. 45.831, swerving all over the track as we come into the lap 2.
Yeah, and what I've noticed from these drivers is definitely that one, they have 2 strategies. Number 1 would be just trying to figure out that line, driving all over the track. But number 2 would probably be just running in the same line, minimal movement, and that's kind of what got Devi Ingo pole last race.
Have to see. Is swerving all over the place really gonna help him this time? He ran himself into the final corner right here. Surprisingly, no improvement behind Tar in front of Washington. With a 45.831, no tiebreaker decided so far. So we'll be setting up for our, I believe, only Argentinian driver on the field, Juan Fangio, with a 45.831. Well, that still a solid lap, but could be a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, after the qualifying is over, we'll have a little break and we'll come back, likely with some more commentators overall in the race. And to start off with the Daytona duels, which are going to be held off at night out of all times. Our first night race of the whole season.
And I think Daytona or the Body Armor 500 might be our second, depending on which time it starts.
Yeah, pretty much. And now, an interesting entry to say the least for the Pontiacs, the 81 of Jackson Miller. Now, if you didn't know last time we went in here at Daytona, this guy almost killed the entire field by just jogging out to pit road and just almost killing the whole field, bringing out the caution. And, well, it was first bringing out by Davey Engel, of course. The 81 still almost kind of just like made a security hazard right there. We are going to have injury reports to what happened to the crash later on today. But yeah, really good start for that 81 Bombardier car, if I could tell you.
Yeah, and definitely, as I remember last race, I'm pretty sure the 81 lived up to Bombardiers. What Bombardier does, and they make jets, and the 81 nearly turned into a jet last race. Is I'm pretty sure he went to the catchments,
That is true.
give him a, did not finish. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure the first driver to DNF that race. He's go, and well, Bombardier has been known to be in rockets so far. Jackson Miller's first lap is gonna put him third to last so far, 45.864. Not a great showing to the
Oh,
Pontiacs as well today.
and maybe it's just them. The Pontiacs have just been unbelievably slow these past Daytona races. Maybe it's the fact that they're at Daytona. Maybe they might be good at intermediates, but we'll just have to find out later in the season.
Well, you know, Peach State Motorsports' first ever test on the TRA was all the way in Watkins Glen, where they performed well. Washington almost got killed that race, but even so, most of Peach State Motorsports, I believe they're gonna find their best strength on the road courses, actually. So we're gonna need to see that as Jackson Miller wraps up his qualifying effort with a 45.864 in front of Washington behind Fangio. So currently, as we're looking right now, for qualifying efforts as a whole, who are we aiming for to be the front runners of today? Besides Sensagari, of course, because I don't know, they're pretty much like the one guys that are always going to be in there for some reason.
Personally, I would say maybe one of the Joes. Even though the Joes didn't have a formal education as children, maybe at least one of them could be smarter than the other.
I would say. I mean, I would see a lot of redemption right here for Alan Joe and the one. Did not make his way during qualifying last time, but can have a really good performance, I believe, today. So, gonna have to see that later on as we're looking forward to another Chevy on to qualify for today's race, 00 of Pitway. A really chaotic driver, if you ask me, but honestly, one that still performed well before his eventual crash that took him out of the race last time at the Clash on the Permatex 00 today.
Yeah, driving for a backmarker team almost had the same story as SpongeBob is was good at I mean, he was just very good as the backmarker and
Yeah.
nearly had the same story as SpongeBob, but I'm pretty sure he DNF'd.
Pretty sure. And here, we're looking for a not so good first lap. He's pretty much jogging all the way to the bottom, to the top right here. I'll be surprised if he actually performs better than most of the guys on the field today.
And as some people say, it's not the qualifying effort that matters, it's the race. So maybe he can apply those lines in the actual race.
First
Oh, you
up,
saw there, he just tapped the wall. Might affect his lap a little bit.
currently first lap 45.898. Not good to say, but it's dead last so far on the field.
Oh,
Not a great start for Pitway so far. He was, still a solid contender. I'd say maybe a top 10 threat or something, but not a great lap to start off the Bodyarmor 500. Remember the biggest race so far, so many people wants to qualify well, but I'm pretty sure that Pitway is pretty much looking that I'm probably not gonna make it to the actual pole sitter today, so I might as well just start jugging laps just because. And surprisingly, his final lap still will result on him getting in front of Billy Willie Gilly on the 33, 45.882. Only a couple of milliseconds away from getting dead last. Which is insane to say, actually.
And while we're still on the topic about Billy Willie Gilly, I mean, just very disappointing. We expected him to come to the season as a top contender, but was just very mediocre during the class. Now might just be mediocre as he was during the class in this Body Armor 500.
Yeah, we're not a great showing, you know. Of course, not the thing that as a team owner, right, or as a fan you want to see from a driver, but unfortunately, it is like this sometimes, and you kind of have to say in a way that they just mostly did not have it so far. But anyways, now on track, our only Ford up to this day to compete in the TRA Cup Series Stella Rose for RFK Racing.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Cameron Kumi was supposed to be a driver. I don't know about him. I
Yeah.
haven't heard much from Cameron Kumi at all.
Well, you know, overall, we have stated so far there's still a couple of drivers that will be missing to start up the season. Not a great sign, but overall, one that kind of affected a lot of people so far. But one of the teammates of Cameron Kumi, oh wow, really swerving all over the track, jeez. But yeah, one of the teammates of Cameron Kumi, Sarah Rose, currently attempting today's race. A couple of noticeable names that are also missing for today's race is Axel in the 27, which is supposed to be SpongeBob's teammate, powered up by Rowdy Motorsports. And then after that is the 38 of Billy Badass in the 38, which was attempted to be racing today, but unfortunately couldn't make it on time. But anyway, Stella Rosa's first time, 45.848, still a time that if it was normal qualifying would put her into the show, but as of right now, it's not enough to get pole position so far. Looking back at the drivers that currently have the fastest times, Davienko still holds strong to that pole position, and behind him is going to be her teammate of Aaron Collins. Phil Rose still with a solid run and try to go all the way to the top. Now he's sticking down to the middle. Will he go top or will he go bottom? She goes bottom actually. Gonna wrap it up, turn 4 right here, into the trouble she'll go. And her final time here, it will be 4th place so far on the board, 45.782. Really good improvement for Stella Rose. That will put her in front of Billy Joe and behind SpongeBob. So really good showing for the only Ford today on today's race, Stella Rose.
And very disappointing for RFK. I mean, is a top contender in NASCAR, but a backmarking TRA, that's got to be embarrassing.
Honestly, but you know, qualifying efforts like that you normally don't see that often. And overall, I would say that we're still waiting for a lot to be seen from a driver right now. Overall, the skill of a driver doesn't really come a lot from the speedways as a whole. They mostly come on the road courses. They come on short tracks. They're mostly tracks that are a lot more complicated to drive than just the super speedways. But yeah, still we can even so still know from the first 2 races that we've run so far which drivers are gonna be a super speedway ringers so far, or super speedway Americans, however you want to say it. But anyways, now looking out for our next driver of Sweet Team Motorsports, Alan Joe at the 75. Now we remember this guy for his absolutely vicious crash that he had on lap 10 of the Clash, where he went tumbling over right here at this one turn entering turn 1, and basically ended his day on lap 10.
Yeah, hopefully he can do a lot better. As you already see, he's starting off strong by running the middle. I don't know if he's gonna go down.
Bottom is going to
Okay,
be the
well,
preferred line for 75 of Alan Joe, which is currently aiming for a really solid outsider lap. Still going to try to
and
hunt
usually
to the
the
bottom.
preferred and usually the preferred corner would be running inside and then going outside to get the run, but all
Yep.
these drivers aren't that smart, so they can't really do that all that well.
45.898 for the first driver. Well, for the second driver of Sweet Team Motorsports in the 75, solid run, better than what he had last time at the Clash. Remember, not he really didn't show a lot of pace throughout that race. Actually, he did qualify all the way in third place. Actually, well, kind of
Oh,
forgot about that, but we're gonna need to see. I feel that we can still have a really good showing for the 75 of Alan Joe today.
yeah, definitely, but that bounce off the wall might affect his lap drastically. We'll just have to find out once he comes across the line in his qualifying lap.
It looks like no improvement so far with a 45.815. That will put him um, behind Karim in front of Tartar. We're gonna, interestingly enough, still making it in for a solid start entering the duels, but not for the pole position so far. Can Sansegarbi Racing go back to back today and go for their second pole position with Davey Engo? We're gonna need to figure it out today. But anyways, wrapping up with the people that try to make today's race. Number one, Sweet Tea Motorsports driver of Tommy Joe, our final Joe on the list so far. And you know, overall, I feel that they're doing a lot better than last time we went in here at Daytona. They kind of found out the pace. Unlike Sansagari, they have been really focused on trying to improve their pace ever since. And overall, great to see it. Great to see it in a way.
Yeah, and this team could be one of the teams that might combat Team Gary at Super Speedways. I mean, another really hard team
Yep.
would definitely use their advantage.
Really gonna need to use that speed into their advantage. Tommy Joe was a driver that last minute did not qualify into the main event. Car gap was 14, but kind of didn't realize that it was that I put a 15 cars in, so I had to drop Tommy Joe last minute. But he's back, and he's showing the most out of it. Gonna see real quick. Looks like a really solid lap. If he jumps to the middle, it won't matter today. Surprisingly, still with a 75.98. Ladies and gentlemen, we officially have a three-way tiebreaker for, I believe, 5th place.
Oh, wow.
Interestingly enough, it's added by one of the Joes.
Yeah, and how about Sage McRick? Oh my gosh, it's so hard to say his name. That's like a tongue twister.
Sage McRibcracker
Oh my
here.
goodness.
Part of family of the McRibcrackers overall that raced on the Hazard Energy Cup Series, like Gilly at the same time, but they have a really good racing background. We'll talk a little bit about them in a little bit, but yeah, all I can say so far for the McRibcrackers, they're honestly some of the biggest talents we've currently seen in simulated racing so far. But we're gonna need to see that in a little bit. Next driver out on track will be the 54 of John Johnson, but currently Tommy Joe will be sitting on a 45.798. Currently sitting up for another tiebreaker here for 5th place. Remember, no cutline how will really be decided right here, but perhaps it will be decided on the duels. Making a couple of calculations so far, the cutaway will be set it up with 8 drivers, only one, no, actually 9. 8 drivers for one duel and then 9 for another. So basically 3 drivers will be missing today's race. Well, tomorrow's race for the Bodyarmor 500. And now looking for another driver to make a good qualifying effort. That will be the number 54, John Johnson. Last entry for Peach State Motorsports and their 4-car operation right here. Unfortunately, their 19 car couldn't make it in time for the actual race, but still has gotten into a lot of stuff. As we're currently looking at a little bit of issues right here for Peach State Motorsports owner Asher right now, who is kind of hurt his leg right now. I don't know how the hell he hit at that, but yep, He's kind of having
Uh,
some issues right now.
yeah, I kind of hit it under the desk. It really hurt. It's, I'm having a lot of fun seeing my drivers be mediocre. It's great times, good times.
Well, honestly, they haven't done as bad as they done last time overall. Overall, I feel the Pontiacs are really starting to show up their real pace coming into the next couple of tracks, but currently John Johnson heading out for a really solid lap, and actually for a third place qualifying effort so far, 45.765. However, he will have to decide it between him and SpongeBob. If he can get a faster time than SpongeBob, he can be going to the top of the board.
And I mean, John Johnson just a great racing background. I forgot what he raced in. I do not remember anything about him, but all I know is that he's just really good.
Yeah.
He could even say that he's better than Tartar V. How do you say that name?
Yeah, Tartar.
Tartavion Tartar the fifth.
Tar American, however you want to say it, really doesn't matter at all. But yeah, currently another tiebreaker has been decided. John Johnson and SpongeBob, who will be going to another tiebreaker right here, and just barely securing out between third and fourth place. This could be for a really strong showing for the 54 of John Johnson, which remember, he missed last time at the Clash, so he's kind of having a lot of weight on his shoulder right here to try and prove that he still belongs in the series that he currently is right now. But anyways,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, probably maybe the reason why he's so slow at super speedways, maybe it's because of his 3 starts in the Cars Tour Pro Late Model Division. Now I don't know anything about like actual racing. I know stock cars, but I don't really know the science of racing. But maybe it's just the jump from late models to straight up super speedways is what's weighing him down.
well,
But
Thierry
that
is
racing
always.
background could definitely make him dangerous at tracks like Martinsville or Bristol.
That is true, and overall, Thierry has really shown out to be a way for drivers to actually start performing right here early on in their careers. And now, a one driver that I'm honestly really excited to talk about, Sage McRibcracker in the 88, one of our new entries today. This guy comes from a racing family. Both of his brothers are racing drivers right now in the Have Energy Cup Series. Rage McRibcracker has a really good performance on his actual team right now, Half Dog Energy Motorsports. And then his other cousin, Kid McRibcracker, is a champion of that series. He's currently your Season 3 Hex champion and sitting at an all-time high 12 wins on that series. So he comes from a really good story of a racing family right here. And we're gonna see Sage is gonna currently aim out for a 45.898. Not a great lap, but we'll have to see. We'll have to
Ooh.
see.
And he's definitely gonna have a more rough rap. Oh my gosh, this is rap. Anyway, he's definitely gonna have a rougher lap after this because he just hit the wall coming
Truly.
off the child wall, really close to the wall. I mean, all of that movement is definitely gonna slow him down a
Gonna
lot.
see. I need to see if he can perform better than he does right now. But yeah, as we were talking about, still coming from a racing family. Uh, Currently, the youngest McRibcracker, I'm pretty sure, to try
Oh,
on
and
the
he
stock
hits the
cars.
wall again, and he hits the wall again
Oh, wow.
3 times in one lap.
And no improvement whatsoever. 45.898 will be his final lap. Ladies and gentlemen, that's at last. Not a great
Yeah, and
showing for Sage McRibcracker.
definitely a reason why he races for nepotism motorsport now.
Well, I
I
mean,
won't say the reason, but you might have to figure it out. But if you're smart enough, you will figure it out.
I feel that the race name, the team name as a whole, is the one thing that really describes their performance so far on the series. And anyways, coming up and wrapping up today's qualifying, however, we are still going to have the tiebreakers though, is going to be driver of the 29 and new entry for Senzagari Racing, driver of the 29 of Jenny Valadez. it'll be an interesting. How do you put it into perspective? A interesting driver, to say the least, for a so far peak team that has shown up great performance so far. However, she's entering to what is going to be her first start in the series, and that 29 car, which is, in my opinion, if I had to say it, it's probably one of the best cars of the whole race so far.
And if I had to rank my top three, I'd probably give that car first, then Jax Miller, then probably Sage McRae. I mean, those are
Yeah,
just three very good schemes. Credits to the graphic designers who made that. I wonder who made that.
truly. And,
Definitely.
really created the side so far. But but so far, the one thing that really matters is to hit a really good lap so far. The question is, can Ballot this, coming from a really big team so far, score that thing, or will she just be another mid-pack driver? Currently for 13th place, 45.864.
Oh, that's not very good. That's not good at all. I mean, that's down
Oh
there with
wow!
Sage McRae way under the line.
Still legal though. She didn't go all the way down, so she didn't gain a lot of time. But wow, that will probably be big time gain for the 29. He's now going to jump to the middle right here, good time to do it. But will he go to the bottom now?
She's gonna go top.
Oh, gonna
Interesting
see.
choice.
Gonna need to balance
Now
that
will
thing.
now the trial will she's gonna tap the wall. That's definitely gonna slow her down, but the trial is the one that matters. Will she go low?
Back
No,
to the
she will not.
middle.
She will run middle.
Surprisingly, still an improvement, 45.816. And with this, we have a couple of tiebreakers to resolve. This is gonna be between Tartar and Valades to I believe it is 8th place. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, actually, it is going to be for 11th place. A battle for 11th place right here between Tartar and Valades. Um, Interestingly enough, I wouldn't say that it's the best showing that we've seen for a driver so far, but we're gonna need to see. We're gonna really need to see if she can perform better later on. And with this, we're entering officially our tiebreaker scoring right here. Starting off with our first tiebreaker that will define who will get front row start for the Body Armor 500. That will be between Collins and the 77, your clash winner, alongside the 54 of John Johnson. Who will get it? Who will get it on top? That's a question that will be solved out today.
Yeah, hopefully it's John Johnson. I have no bias because I am not the team owner. That's a different Asher.
We'll
I
really have
lied.
to
I'm
see.
sorry.
We'll really have to see how this performs. But yeah, currently, interestingly enough. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, yeah, there we go. And Collins is off for her first lap, and I'm pretty sure only one that she'll really have now.
Yeah, and it's like a second chance. And
Yeah.
during second
Oh
chance, oh my
wow!
goodness, what is she doing?
I don't know.
Wow,
Is she
way
driving
under.
drunk?
That's definitely not going to give her that big of an advantage as she went under
Yeah.
down the front straightaway. Now, if it was the bottom, then I might have been penalized, but she probably would have flipped on the banking, so it wouldn't have really
Yeah.
mattered.
She did it on the straightaway as well, so like she didn't gain any time at all. But even so, it's gonna be resulting for a interestingly enough lap. We're gonna need to see how that results to the actual timing board. But the 77 is currently looking to sell that front row spot.
And she looks pretty quick through the turns. I don't know what she's going to get.
45.883. That will be for the tiebreaker right there. And now on track will be the number 54 of John Johnston to see. Now the biggest question will be, can he be a lot better than Iris Collins and score that front row for Peach State Motorsports as a whole?
Personally, I feel that John Johnson was definitely a lot more calm in his qualifying lap. So, personally, I'd have to say John Johnson. I mean, a quick, calm approach is definitely the best way to go during a qualifying effort.
Yeah. I feel that you're aiming mostly for a front row start. I feel that Peach State Motorsports wasn't really expecting to go this high, but John Johnson has the chance to do such thing.
John Johnson already ripping bottom.
Yeah, really good on the
He's
bottom.
going to
Gonna
go
drop middle.
high.
Still not really
Oh,
high
he's gonna
though.
go back
Back
low.
to the bottom. This might be
Oh
the
wow, that could
scrolling
definitely be
colors.
good.
That might be the front row spot right here. He's gonna go top now. Look out because we might have a close battle for second place. Going back to that.
And John Johnson running middle.
Back to the bottom.
He's gonna go back bottom.
And I'm pretty sure, no bias, this might be front row start. 54 of John Johnson will be setting off for a 45.831, and that will be setting into the front row for the Bodyarmor 500. And with this, he also secures not having to do the duels.
And just a great performance by John Johnson. I mean, just ran low the entire time. I mean, was just calm, and that was just mainly what gave him that good qualifying position.
Yeah, so he'll be the one going to front row here. And now, next driver to be going for a tiebreaker, our triple-way tie between Remington, Tartar, and I believe it is Washington, the next one that will be also running for the tiebreaker. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see in a little bit, as Remington will be setting off first for the tiebreaker today. After this, we'll be having a little bit of a little break so far for the race to actually begin on the duels, and it's gonna be set all the way at night, by the way. And pretty much that's gonna be it for today. And with that, we're gonna be waiting for tomorrow to have the Bodyarmor 500 all the way back.
Yeah, and you see him in that Smirnoff car. Was originally supposed to be a Smirnoff ice game with the giant vodka bottle on the hood, but we couldn't do that because there are kids at home watching this, and we do not want them to get a liquor addiction. That's not good. Don't drink.
We don't want it to be alcoholic, to be honest. Fair enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Remington going to that middle line. Is he gonna stick it to the bottom, or will he go top?
Oh, he's wiggling.
Just a little bit right there. And Remington's lap 45.880. That will be setting up for the tiebreaker. That will be the time for the rest of the people to beat out to get their spot, to get a spot. But currently, he'll be sitting at the top. Next driver to go in for the tiebreaker, 74 of Karim. And while he isn't really battling for any spots right now, I'm pretty sure that this guy will likely walk away with the tiebreaker, honestly.
And if Karim has a really bad lap, I mean, he could get the spot, but Remington could get the spot, but yeah. I just highly doubt that he would. I mean, just way too close to the wall all that time.
Gonna need to see that as well. Now, for the following next race will be the actual Bodyarmor 500. Following that, we'll be having the race at Atlanta. I actually kind of forgot the name about it. But the race will be called for the Wendy's 470 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Oh, how weirder people like to call it, Echo Park Speedway.
Even though nobody calls it that, I mean,
yep.
You call it Echo Park if you want to, but after all, it's Atlanta, and it's always going to be Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow!
Way under.
No time.
And this is not his first time.
No, that is his first time.
But he did gain time.
No, never mind. It's not his first time. Oh, geez,
that was his second. No, that was actually the second time, as he went a little under dudes for 3 and 4.
Could run it all the way to the top of this track.
Yeah, and any team I think could dethrone SCR this race. I think it could be P-State Motorsports. I mean, a good qualifying effort from Montgomery, Tungsten, Beck, and Remington put him in a tiebreaker with Karim, and then John Johnson getting front row.
Already, I
with
feel like
SpongeBob, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And with this, Karen's final time will be setting out for a 45.815. He beat Sal Remington for 5th place so far. But watch out because we still have Tommy Joe left on the thing, and he might as well be taking the the start here for 5th place. I'm pretty sure, or I don't know. I kind of forgot actually. But yeah, currently Karen will be sitting in front of Remington. Now Tommy Joe has a chance to get out the throne for Sweet Team Motorsports. He might have a chance to actually get on top for his team, while not for the front row, still for a solid spot entering today's race. Yeah, funnily enough, we'll be looking for for Tommy Joe to be securing for his next qualifying lap, the tiebreaker right here. And with this, we'll be set it out for what are the final drivers to be in. I'm pretty sure that the next tiebreaker we're gonna have here at the Daytona International Speedway will be between Jenny Valdez and Tartar.
Yeah, and a lot of tiebreakers at the track. I don't know if it's similar lines. I don't know if it's, I mean, just very confusing. I'm pretty sure we had 5 tiebreakers last race, and now
I am pretty sure
we have a 3-way tie for 5th.
looking back at last time's race, yeah, we did have we had 5 tiebreakers with a lot of drivers on the field. Currently, we're sitting at 3, which is still a big number, but not really as much as we had last time. But here, the number line of Tommy Joe looking to outrun both Karam and Remington. Unlikely to happen, but it could. And he does! 45.798. That will put him all the way to the top between Remington and Karam. Really interesting performance by Sweet Team Motorsports, which are gonna perform between Karam and Remington.
Put the TV on in here. And the light. The TV and the light. Oh, no. Oh, what's up with the little hair kookaburras?
But anyways, while Peach Stain Motorsports team owner Asher is getting beaten up by his parents, we're gonna see the next driver to come on track, which is gonna be the number 29 of Jenny Valdez. Jesus, it's honestly a really hard name. I'm sorry if 8029 is actually watching this thing because it's genuinely so hard to actually say. But anyways, okay there. Anyways, yeah, you're on mute now. Yep. Okay. Valdez looking for her first lap, and only that she'll score for the tiebreaker today. A good solid run for Peach Stain Motorsports. Remember, still the rookie from this team, but she still could perform really well alongside drivers like Collins, Karam, and Engo. Even if it isn't for a solid spot. As we're currently aiming for... No, actually, sorry. Valdez currently aiming for throwing Tartar out of his qualifying spot, which is pretty much gonna be looking to be like that. But Valdez still hugging into that bottom, into that top line right here. Still not really doing a lot of stuff. And into the final corner here for her qualifying effort. That will be resulting on a 45.831. Lots of 8s on this qualifying effort so far by everybody. And with this, we are followed up by driver of the 7, Tartar, and this, yeah. Now, one thing that I didn't notice, and I was just noticing while I was putting all the cars, Tartar is actually running a Kyle Busch tribute. Really nice to see how such a respected driver has been really nice to see how a lot of people have shared a lot of drawbacks and a lot of stuff overall with the car right here. We're gonna need to see if I can put a nicer view to the car. But yeah, you already see right there on the bumper of the car. Always stay rowdy, as their way to commemorate Kyle Busch. Right here, we're gonna enter all the way to the middle. Remember, this is gonna be, I believe, for our last tiebreaker of the day, or tonight maybe. Gonna stick it down to the top lane, into the middle. He goes into the back straightaway. You can even see the little 8 number right there. Really nice to see, honestly. Really nice to see people still having a lot of respect of Kyle Busch even after his passing. Honestly, it's been really nice. So yeah. Anyways, into the final corner he'll go. Swerving all over the place, and Tar will be setting for a... Actually, never mind. He still remains one more lap. But yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm sorry.
We're currently seeing Tar score his qualifying lap.
He's gonna run up top. He's gonna stay high. Interesting move. He's gonna run middle.
Yeah, look,
He's going to stay middle.
Oh, all the way to the bottom
now.
now.
Under the line.
He can gain a little bit of time though.
Oh, and he might have choked that trial.
45.848. I'm not sure if that will put him on top. No, it won't. And that will be Jenny Valadez who will get today's, I believe it is 11th place. I don't know if 11th place somehow going wild, but yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we are concluding today's broadcast here for Tanuki TV. Currently, for our TRA qualifying effort for the Bodyarmor 500. Upcoming next, in a couple of moments, we'll have a little break in a little bit. Results will be posted on the official TRA Discord channel, but the overall race will be broadcasted in a little bit here with a lot of commentators and all of that. So stay tuned for next covering of the TRA 500. No, actually, Bodyarmor 500. I don't know what the hell am I saying, but yeah. So yeah, see you.